Hello everyone and welcome to Edusurg Clinics where we discuss some key topics related to common medical and surgical practice. And this is the third part of this series called Medical Statistics Made Easy. I am Dr. Gunjan Desai. So we have already seen why statistics is important. So just for a quick recap, we know that whenever there is a problem, the first step is to identify the problem. Then we use this mnemonic called DCOVA or DCOVA framework, which we have already seen in the last session. But just for a quick revision, it is define, collect, organize, visualize, and analyze. So this is basically the essence of entire medical statistics, and that is why I like this mnemonic a lot. And you will see a lot of repetition of it in our videos. Now, out of the DCOVA, the defining variables, collecting data, organizing data, and visualizing is what is known as descriptive statistics. That is, you are describing the data and variables that you have collected in a very systematic manner. And this is one of the most important parts of statistics, that it organizes the data that we have created to get inferences and then to communicate and interpret the available data and the analysis. So sometimes we see that papers have very difficult statistics. It just means that the statistics has not been described properly or the audience is not well versed in basic statistics. So you have to understand that for finding solutions to the problem, these are the steps that need to be undertaken each and every time. You have to know descriptive statistics and inferential statistics, and you should also know how this statistics is communicated to everyone in the field. So we have already covered the basics of defining the variable, data, and observation. We have seen what a variable is, we have seen what observation means, and we have seen what data means. We have also seen the difference between population and sample and the difference between the terms parameter and statistic. So till here we have studied in the previous two sessions. So if you have missed them, kindly have a look at them. In today's session, we will go into details of these two variables only. That is, we will go into details of D and C only. The reason that I am stressing more on this area is that if your basics are clear, the upcoming sessions will be very easy to understand. So the initial part of this series is going to be very slow, but as we go ahead, we will be accelerating at a pace once you are very clear on the basic terms, right? So this is the example that we took in the first and the second sessions. And we already know what the variables are. Age, gender, medical comorbidities, and surgical history are basically the variables. Each single answer to variable is an observation or a measurement. And together, the list of observations is what forms the data. Now we are going to see what are the types of variables. Okay. So as we can see from this table only, age is in numbers, and numbers is something that we count, right? We don't measure the age, we count the age. So this is something that is important. So first we'll see what we are doing to this data, and based on the terms that I am using, I will define the type of variables, right? When we go to gender, we know that it can be male, female, unspecified, not wanting to answer, some new categories that are now included in gender. But we know that these are categories. So you assign a person to a particular category and then you count, right? So that is what is to done with data such as gender. Coming to comorbidity, again, it is category, diabetes, hypertension, ischemic heart disease, COPD, whatever it is, these are categories that you are going to assign your patient to, right? History of surgery is a dichotomous variable, that is, there are two possible answers, yes or no. So yes and no are categories. So again, categories assign and count. Like similar for residents, you are going to give certain categories, say based on area or based on building or based on type of ventilation, but they are all going to be categories which you are going to assign and then count. Now, when we come to variables such as height, we know that we measure height, right? So it is a measurement. Similarly, weight is a measurement. So I've used three different colors. Of course, that means that there are some different types of variables based on what we do with them. One is count, one is categories where you assign your data to particular category, and the third is where we measure, right? So now coming to some terms that statisticians use, it is very easy now that you know what we are doing. You only have to remember count, categories, and measure, and you have to understand the types of variable. So as we all seen in the previous slide, age is counted. Whenever you count something, it is a discrete random variable, right? Categories, very easy. It is categorical variable. And when you measure something, it is continuous random variable. Now, this is not difficult. I'll also explain this in a very simplified manner. The types of variable can be qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is what is known as a categorical variable. You can't count categorical variable without assigning them to categories, like such as gender, okay, such as residence, such as medical comorbidities. You have categories, male, female, right? You assign people to categories and then count them. So this is qualitative variable, which is also known as a categorical variable. Coming to next, the other two types are quantitative variables, where one you can count and one you can measure. What that means is that if your variable is in a continuous fashion, like height can be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.41, that is continuous measurements are possible, then it is a continuous random variable. Why random? Because you can't predict the measurement in each and every person, right? Each and every person may have a different measurement. That is why it's known as a random variable. On other hand, there are values like say age, okay, which can be measured. It is just counted and there are breaks in between. That is why it is known as a discrete random variable. So there is two types of variables, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is also known as categorical variable. That means that we divide the data into categories like male, female, like suburban, urban, and then we assign people to them. Each observation is assigned to a particular category and then it is counted, right? Quantitative is what we can count or measure directly as an observation. Age is a quantitative variable. Height and weight are again quantitative variables. Now, it is very important to understand that whether it is qualitative or quantitative, whenever you are studying data or analyzing data or defining data into different variables, you have to understand that your categories have to be mutually exclusive. That is male or female or not specified, right? One person can't be in more than one category, but the total category should be collectively exhaustive. What that means is that if you have 50 different people that you are asking gender, then the total of all categories should be 50. It should not be more than 50. It should not be less than 50. So that is collectively exhaustive and mutually exclusive, right? So this is something that is very important. Now, is it always possible that you divide your variables into this table only? The answer is no. Let us say, for example, age. Now, age can be counted as a discrete random variable as we saw in the previous slide. Now, don't get confused, but this slide is important for you to understand because it gives you an idea that you have to decide how you want to study a particular variable and how you are going to analyze your data. So this table here gives you an idea that if you are counting age of individual person, then it is a discrete random variable, right? But if you are dividing age into categories, like say less than 45, 45, and more than 45, then it becomes a categorical variable because now you are giving categories to the age, right? So From categorical variable to discrete random variable, a single variable can have multiple ways of presenting it. So there is no hard and fast rule that age has to be a discrete random variable. Age can also be a categorical variable. And similar applies to height, weight, and a lot of other variables. So it is easy if you understand that there is no hard and fast rule in statistics. It depends on what you want to do with your variables, how you want to analyze them, that you select a particular type of variable. Why select a particular type of variable? Because the upcoming analysis and organizing and visualizing of data that you are going to do will depend heavily on what type of variable, type of measurement and scale and type of data you are selecting. So that is why it is important. Now coming to data, a very brief introduction to data we will see here. Sources of data can be medical records, accounts, surveys, published literature, data banks, and data from experiments. So from all of these sources, you can collect data. Now, there is also a classification of data which is known as primary data, that is data that you have collected, versus secondary data. What is secondary data? Secondary data is something that someone else has collected that you are using. Something like published literature, data from data banks is secondary data, whereas data from your own patient that you have collected or your own published literature or an experiment that you have collected or performed is a primary data. Some more variations, you can have structured data versus unstructured data, and you can also have qualitative or categorical data versus quantitative or numerical data. Now understand that you will have variables which are qualitative and quantitative. Again, variable qualitative is categorical, that is you have categories. Similarly, in data, you have qualitative and quantitative. And there is a classification of data for both qualitative and quantitative. But this classification we will see in detail in the next session, where we are going to see the various measurements and categories and the measurement scales that we use to actually classify data into categorical and numerical. Okay. Numerical, for very simple understanding, is something that can be counted or measured, and categorical is something that can be categorized or ordered. Okay, so nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio, and discrete is the type of data, but this we'll see in upcoming session in detail when we understand these terms in detail. Okay, so in further discussion, we are going to see this slide again, and we are going to see how to divide data based on measurement scales. And with these two sessions, your first chapter on medical statistics, which is usually the most confusing, will be very clear. Thank you.